Hello everybody and welcome back, guys. This video is going to be about making your future reality that you wish to experience a present fact now within yourself, and how it's so vital to anybody's progress on their manifestation journey, right? And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you so much for all the kind love and support that you guys have been giving me. And I know a lot of people got a little worried. I got a couple emails from people saying like, is everything okay? You haven't posted a video. Everything's good. I'll explain to it in this video as to why. Good, it's SP related on my end. I'll talk about it, and don't worry about it. I love you guys very much. You guys are like my second family. I'll never just disappear on you guys ever, right? Unless I get like killed or something, like something happens to me, like you know. And don't worry, I can laugh about it because I know I'm the god of my reality. That's not gonna happen. But you know, I have no plan to just disappear on you guys. I just had some SP success pop in my life. I was busy with her and doing stuff, and I focused on my clients and my free time, and then when I had to do stuff with clients, and then the rest of my actual free time, like my me time, I gave it all to her, right? So that's why it took a little long, but don't worry, we're back on schedule, and I had to sit down with her and explain to her, hey, I gotta handle this, and she agreed to let me go, and it's so funny that like I could manifest someone that I genuinely have to be like, listen, I gotta go, like I can't be here with you 24 hours a day. And that's the type of love that I manifested in my life, right? And it's such a simple process, and I'll make a different video on that. And she, by the way, she knows about the law as well, and that's why we're spending so much time together. There's so much to talk about when you know someone that knows the law, right? Other than that, thank you for all the love and support, and that's why I brought this up, right? And before we get into it, as you already know, embodiedthestate.com if you need any form of guidance, one-on-one calls, voice messages, emails, all that stuff. One thing I will say is that I took this month off as well to clear any backlogs of emails and voice messages I have, right? I got through about like 90-something% of them. There's only some left that I have to get to. All I ask, if there's anyone, because I'm only human, there might be some that fall through the cracks. I go through every day like dozens and dozens of emails searching to make sure. But just in case I miss anybody, if you've been waiting longer than 2 weeks for a response from me, please message me ASAP. Send me another email or another WhatsApp message, okay? If you have a service that you grabbed, 100% you will always get it, okay? And I'm only human. I know that over the course of the years, there'll be a couple people here and there that fall between the cracks. Whether it's I opened an email and forgot to put their name down on my board, and then I moved on to the next. Something happened. I got a text that caused that, whatever it may be. But don't worry about it, guys. I'm always here for you guys. And as I would tell you guys, you don't need to spend money in order to manifest. It's there as a luxury if you want to save time and so on and so on, okay? So that being said, let's get into things, okay? Making your future a present reality now. That is the fun part of this topic. So how do you do that? And what is it? Like, what do I mean when I say, hey, let's make the future reality a present now? So when I say make the future reality, right? Like, I'll use myself as an example. So my recent, I guess it's the most recent success. I'm trying to think. Actually, no, I've had successes after this. But let's say the SP stuff that happened. So I'll do a quick rundown of it just in case you guys are curious. And I'm still single, by the way. It's not that I'm in a relationship now. It's just that this person popped in my life, and we're taking things, like we're just taking our time. I'm just seeing where it goes, right? And we both know the law, and we're both happy, and it's crazy. Like, we're both feeling so happy with each other in our life. So it may very well go that way. Maybe it won't, right? And either way, it doesn't matter. Because if one of us wants it and the other one doesn't, it just means in our reality, we got to change who we are, and then we get what we want, right? That's how it works. And, it's so funny that the way it started was I wanted to have I wanted to have an SP in my life. I want to have a person in my life again, right? I've been single for the same amount of her, right? Same amount of time as her, which is so funny. And we were both in a relationship for the same amount of time. Like I mentioned, there's so many coincidences. And for one day, I woke up after like 13, 14 months of just being single. And I was like, you know what? Like, maybe I feel like getting in a relationship again. So I didn't know if I truly wanted it, but I just spent the day fulfilling myself. Fast forward, long story short, because I'll go into more detail on this in a different video. It was for a different girl, by the way. It wasn't even the one that entered my life. But I found out that the next day that, I didn't really want that girl that I was manifesting, right? It was just, for some reason, I slipped into a state where I just wanted her, right? And when I realized, oh, I don't really want to be in a relationship right now, it was just a state that I was kind of sitting in when I woke up that day. So I was kind of happy. I was like, yay, I don't have to do anything, and I can continue living my regular life. And then nothing happened the rest of the day. And then the third day, right? So remember, felt love the entire day on day one. Next day, I didn't do anything. So I didn't feel negative. I didn't feel lack either, but I didn't feel positive either. But remember, the important part, I didn't go to lack, okay? I didn't dwell in it. And then the next day, so this is day 3 now, from when I began manifesting the person, right? Then this other girl pops in my life. And long story short is I've been feeling loved ever since, right? The way we talk to each other, how sweet we are, and how open they are, and it's so weird. Like even myself, I'm noticing changes in myself that I wouldn't normally do. Like, I'll save that for another video. And I want to tell you guys everything because you guys are like my family. That's why I'm so tempted to like tell you everything and just put it all in here. But it'll be like a 60-minute video if I do that. Man, I get excited even thinking about it. And the best part is she knows about the law. Like you can see to my face like how happy I am, and it's just like. I'm just excited even picturing like bringing her and talking and being like what did you do? What were your processes? Because she claims she manifested me too. And just like in my reality, I had to make the love I wanted, first. I had to become the love first. So even though I wasn't manifesting her specifically at the time, I was manifesting the feeling of love, of being loved, of being the one who has the desire. I was focusing on being the one that didn't wait for it, that wasn't waiting for it, that wasn't just, oh, maybe one day these techniques will work. It wasn't like that. What I did was I became the one that had the relationship. And it was a mixture of thinking of that person specifically, but then also just feeling loved in general, right? I didn't have to condition it with her all the time. And that was me becoming the future self. Because remember, now, today, I am that person who I was feeling days ago. Or sorry, now like a week and a half ago, more, right? So remember, day 1, felt loved. Day 3, chain of events happened, which then led me to now, to this day, since that moment, since day 3, feeling loved every single damn day, where it's to the point where it's like, I can't explain it. It's so interesting, like the feeling I have, but I know that it's from the law. Like I know that it's all my creation. And that's why, I love teaching you guys the law. I felt my future reality before I had it. Like, think about that. Let that sink in. I had to feel that I was in my future reality now, that I was this person now. I became that Michael now. And because I became that Michael that was loved, and I felt loved, and I felt like I was in a relationship, and I felt secure. I felt like I had a best friend to text again. I felt like I didn't have to, like I didn't have no one to celebrate good news with, right? Because when you're in a relationship with like with your partner, at least for me, I don't get into relationships with women that I can't be like best friends with, right? I want to be with my partner 24/7. I want to spend time with them. Like I love doing stuff to the mall, picnics, dates, just even girly stuff, even watching like whatever the stuff that she wants to watch. I'm just happy. Like that's how I am, right? And in order to experience those things, I had to then start feeling I had those things, right? That's what I started doing originally on day 1. And now weeks later, since day 3, I've spent every single day feeling the results that I felt when I was in that shower, when I felt in the kitchen, what I felt when I was drying myself off, when I felt brushing my teeth. I have been experiencing those same things over and over because of her, this girl that's in my life now, right? And I made the future reality a fact now in that moment. I had no evidence telling me that I was going to be loved. I had no evidence in my 3D to show me that what I'm doing is working. None, right? Remember, I felt fulfilled the entire day. I kept returning to it over and over and over. I hammered it in. I just hammered it nonstop. And I knew if I wanted this faster, I cannot be entertaining lack. I cannot be feeling like I have something and then be like, oh no, I don't have it. Where is it? And then shrink, right? I can't be doing that. I knew that my job is to be like specific on my goal and to execute that plan with ferocity. Like I couldn't accept failure. Failure is not an option for me, guys. That's how I look at it. Like when I begin manifesting something, it's personal. Like it's like I'm going to war. It's hard to explain. It's just when I decide I want something, especially enough for me to actually put my effort towards it, it's game over. Like I don't stop until I get what I want. Like it's done. Like the second I decide that I want something, like there is nothing stopping me. There is no choice. There's no power on this planet. There's nobody that can stop me. That is how I feel about my life. And that is what you need to be feeling. Because when you realize the second you lock onto something, there's nothing outside of you that can stop you from having it. Because it's only you that stops making your future self the present reality now. What do you think embodying the state is? It's making what you're going to feel like in the future when your 3D evidences show you these things, but you're experiencing it now. That's all embodying a state is. You step into that new identity, that new state of consciousness. That is who you are. And when you start focusing on who you are in that state of consciousness and returning over and over to the wish fulfilled, that feeling of love, that feeling of having money, that abundance, right? Heck, even, it could be as simple as, you laying on your side, right on your bed, And just for a split second, you just imagine, what would it feel like if your SP like had his arm on your waist, holding you tight, and they were spooning you, right? How would that feel? Or vice versa, if you're a guy and you like and you're the big spoon, right? Go for it. I know some guys that prefer to be the little spoon, you know. So if that's your thing, go for it too, right? Everyone loves the little spoon. It's shit. Even I love being, you know, a little spoon. So it's like once in a while, it's like really warm and comfy. So even me thinking about that, like I felt like warmth on my back just now that you'd feel from someone's stomach and chest, right? So it's like it doesn't have to be vivid, but you can kind of get an idea of what it would feel like, right? And that's what you want to be doing. So if you're not giving yourself, you know, the things that you want now, then why are you expecting the result to change and then getting upset that it doesn't, right? Doesn't it make more sense to do what I did when I was in the shower? I woke up that day and, I woke up that day and it was, what was it? I don't know, it was like 4 a.m. And then I was like, I did some email stuff on my phone real quick. And then afterwards I was like, okay, it's time to shower. And as I was in the shower, then everything hit me. It was like, because I already woke up with a little bit of like this weird feeling, and I was like, what is this? And then it hit me. It's like, oh, I'm feeling lonely. Like, oh, I'm being human right now. Okay, no problem. And that's when I began everything, right? And when I began doing that, everything changed from that moment forward. And that's what people don't realize. It's all about deciding, like I did. When I wanted that goal, I went straight in. I didn't start thinking, where is it on the second day? Even the first day, I didn't look for it. I just knew it was going to be reflected because I was focusing on being it in that moment when I thought about it, being the version of me that had it. So that's what you have to do. Whenever you think of your person, you have to do exactly what I did. I started feeling the results as if I already had them, right? I'm not faking it to myself. I knew that I could feel those results because that creation is finished. We are all creators, but we create everything. It's already done, guys. It's already done. I am the God of my reality. That thing I want is existing. I just can't see it yet. How do I get it? I become the version of myself that has it. So eventually, yes, I will know that I will have that SP. I know that I will have that money or that whatever else it may be. But I have to understand, as a person that knows the law, it's not about looking at it from the perspective of I'm trying to get it. I don't have it yet. My job is to, when I want something, as soon as I catch myself wanting it and I want to give it and I want to have it, I then realize, wait a minute, I'm being human. Time to be God once more. God becomes the thing that they want, right? So they become the person that has it. So I jump into that, step straight into that wish fulfilled. I just assume that I have it already. How would it feel if you actually received your desire right now? Think about it. How do you think it would feel if in this moment, right, just like I did in the shower when I was thinking of being loved, right? If in this moment you were loved, or you were wealthy, or you were making $50,000 a month, whatever it may be, whatever your goals are, right? How would it feel? You had your dream body, right? Whatever it is you want, how would you feel if in this moment you have it? Would you feel relieved? Would you feel happy? Would you feel indifferent? Because remember, indifference is a feeling in itself. Would you feel joy? Would you get butterflies? What would it be like, right? Just for 1 second, throw logic out the window and ask yourself, if in this moment I just received my desire, I just got confirmation, how would I actually feel? What do I think that would feel like? And that's what you chase, right? And when I say chase, I don't want you to really thinking like, oh, you're always trying to grab it, right? When I say chase, I want you to more so look at it as that's what you return to, right? It's as if, you know, it's like, the best way to explain it is when you're in the wish fulfilled, like you're aware, right? You're in the wish fulfilled, you're here, you're like together, right? But the second you start going back to autopilot mode and you start reacting, now your wish fulfilled is here, right? And your job is to then close the gap and then become one with it over and over again. It's literally that simple, right? So that's how I look at it. And my job is to return to it. So that's why I say chase, because this one now has to catch up. And I got to catch up to it. So that's why I say chase. So don't look at it like, oh, I always got to grab it and grab it. No, it's just remember that you're already it. That's what doing this is. It's aware, I want it, blah, blah, blah. You realize it's here, boop, you give it to yourself. It's literally that simple. You assume it is done. How would it feel if I actually had my desire right now? And that's what I was literally thinking in my head, minus the question. I went to the answer because I've done this so many times. And the answer was loved. And when I felt loved, guess what happened? We came together, right? And every time I felt loved, it kept happening, right? And that's what you guys are doing. That's all I want you guys to do. You're making the future who you are now. It's that simple. You're just connecting the dots. You're becoming one. You're fusing with it. That's all you're doing, guys. That's what I did. That's how, since the third day, I've literally felt loved every single day. And it gets better and bigger every single day that goes by. It's so interesting and odd to me that things happen so fast, right? And I think I even broke my own record for getting SP related stuff, because it's crazy. Like I'm telling you, normally it takes me 2, maybe 3 days if I'm really serious about a goal to change my mental diet dominantly, like to the point that it's mostly natural, if not natural, the entire time. This one took 24 hours. I honestly, and I literally have been thinking, like, what did I do different? And the only thing that I could think of that I did different was I just knew so much more than I did when I first got my any of my SPs. Like even the last SP I ever got, I'm such a better, different version of myself. And the only thing that I would see different is that I literally had like zero contradiction, like zero doubt. It's just, like even in the past, like years ago, sometimes I'd have a little doubt here and there, but I wouldn't react to it. But this time, the only difference I noticed was there was literally zero doubt. And, I started thinking to myself, what gave me that zero doubt? Because the only time I've ever experienced that really was my first ever 2 manifestations. Literally had zero doubt as well. And it was so interesting because back then I knew it was because I was ignorant. Because if I didn't, like, ignorance is bliss. So it was easy for me to not have fears because I had nothing to lose. And it's so funny that I repeated the exact same result, but, as I did many, many years ago when I discovered the law. So it was so interesting to me that it's like, the fears, it's like, as a human, you're going to get them here and there, right? But it's so interesting that I had nothing bother me. And that's the part that I really enjoyed. So me personally, even I'm picking my own brain, because what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to reverse engineer that whole thing, because to me, I found it so interesting, and I'm still evolving myself. So if I can teach you guys how to do that, then that's great, because I'm literally working on something myself to kind of test things a bit more. But when I get more results with it and it's more solid, I'm going to make a video for you guys, because trust me, I'm not saying that I'm going to cure you guys of doubt. I believe we're human, and humans are inevitably going to have doubt. I just think that there's a way that we can kind of get so much knowledge and understanding of the law that the doubts are going to be so little that when they do come, they're not, just like me, they're going to not even bother you. And I believe that I can create a structure in order to get you to that point of knowledge. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I just know it's possible. Why? Because it's my desire. And that's how, God works. So anyways, the reason I get on the topic is just to show you guys that things don't have to be, they're not always going to be perfect, and sometimes they will be. But you got to understand that when I was manifesting love, and even though I had no doubts, if you have doubts, that's okay, guys. Because trust me, even I have doubts. It's just for this one goal I didn't. And I don't know why. Honestly, I'm being honest. I really don't know why I had zero doubts, because I don't really control when I get doubts. So that's why for me, this is so interesting, right? I thought it was like a one-time thing that I was never going to experience again. And then boom, it was just so sure. And I'm over here like, I got to grab that sure and throw it in a bottle, right? So I can study it. And that's what I'm working on now. So when I did all that stuff and I had no doubts, even if I did have them, right? I personally would have just observed it as God. And that's what God does, right? When you're making your future reality a present fact now, right? You also have to realize that's you playing God. You are literally living through your I am. You're looking at life through God, right? And when those doubts come, you got to do the same thing. You can't just look at your desires from God, right? As the creator, and then look at your problems as a human. It makes no freaking sense, guys. Why would you do that to yourself, right? So instead, right, start focusing on, okay, this thing's in my way, this problem, this thought, this fear. Oh, maybe there was someone else. Maybe someone's better. I have to, pay this much money. How am I going to make this much money? I don't have this diploma. Whatever it may be, guys, understand. Forget those things. Look at that from the eyes of God. If God entered your brain right now and said to you, okay, I'm going to look at all your problems and I'm going to tell you if I can fix them. Do you really think God's going to look at all your fears and your problems and be like, yeah, you know what? I would be feeling this way too. I can't fix this. Yeah, sorry. You're on your own. Sorry, sucker. Like, you think he's going to do that? No, right? What he's going to do is realize, probably laugh, to be honest, and just be like, wow, like, I can't believe I am fearing this. In other words, looking at the creation and be like, can't believe it. Like, that's crazy. And instead, they'd be like, here, boom, snap your finger. You become it, done, right? It would be so it would be so casual. And that's how you got to realize things are. When you're not sure how to look at a problem, ask yourself, how would God look at my problem? How would God feel about my problem, right? Are they worried, right? The exact same way that I would be? And if the answer is no, then that tells you you're literally looking at life as a human. Your job is to do what I did in the shower and what I did with my recent success, right? Become it now. Become the future you now. Because remember, everything is happening now all at once. So if you want that relationship, then give it to yourself. Become the one who has it. If you want that money, start feeling wealthy now. And every time you think about the topic of money, go back to feeling that wealth now. Because if you're not doing that and you're only doing it once, but then you're spending time contradicting yourself, you're tallying up points for the enemy team. And that team is just being like, thanks, you're scoring for us. Congratulations. Like, you played yourself, right? And that's not what you should be doing. Like, I'm telling you, stay on a straight line. Like one of my other videos, right? Discussing that the train, you got to stay on the tracks and not flip that switch that now moves you to a different track. You have to then understand, okay, so I want this goal. And in order to manifest anything, I have to be the one that has it now. Manifestation is just that. It's becoming the one that has it now at all times when you think about it, right? You don't have to hold the feeling. You don't have to stress and struggle and choke it and try to force the result. No, it's just think about it and give it to yourself by becoming the one who has it now. How would you actually feel if this was your true reality, guys? How would it feel if you were in this loving relationship, or you had the money you wanted, the solutions to all your problems? If today, in this moment, you can now look back at all your stuff that scares you, the scary thoughts, the feelings, the doubts, all that. If you could look at all the stuff that you're feeling now, but from the eyes of, I've already got it, and now you're reflecting on all the negative things you felt regardless, that now you have it, then you realize that version of you would look at your present self and be like, man, I can't believe I worried about it all. I can't believe I spent all that time upset and crying and this and that and worrying. The version of you that has it would look back on those moments where you are at your worst, and they would be like, I'm so grateful. They would be like, I'm so grateful that isn't my reality anymore. Like, that's not who I am. And that's the same process, guys. That's what I did when I was thinking of my person, right? When I was focusing on being in a relationship, I became the one who has it now. I was showering. I entered that shower as single Michael. I left that shower as taken Michael, right? And everything I did, I try to do it as taken Michael, right? The one that's in love, the one that's happy, that's thriving, right? And guess what? My reality today is reflecting what I felt that one day over and over again. It's cause I'm telling you, it's like, it's so textbook what I'm experiencing. That's why I love, that the person that's in my life now knows the law, because we can talk about things, right? We can talk as human, and then sometimes when things are more serious, we talk as God, right? We start talking like what we should be doing and da-da-da. And that's the beauty of manifestation. Like, you guys can create such powerful, events in your life. You can bring in such amazing people into your life, right? And it's so weird. Like, it's so beautiful that we can do this, right? And when you realize that there's nothing stopping you, guys, it's all you. It's you versus you. Then you realize there's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of, like, that exhale, like, okay, you know what? It really is all me. It really is my fault if I don't get anything. And at the same time, not to blame yourself either, right? Because it's about accepting that you created this, but not blaming yourself, not sitting there feeling bad, okay? It's about understanding, I created all this lack. I did all this, but you take credit for the good too in your life, right? And just make sure that when you now focus on your goals, you go straight to the wish fulfilled. You don't focus on anything else other than assuming you already have it. Don't look at it like you're going to get it, because you know that in the back of your head, you always know you're going to get it, right? That's how I operate. But I focus more in the moment of wanting it. I go straight to becoming the one that has it. If I want a Rolls Royce, I don't think like, oh, I can't wait to get one. I go instead, how would I feel if I knew I had it in my parking lot right now, in one of my parking spaces? And the answer to that would be, man, I feel proud. I would be walking in that car being like, I know everyone's looking at me when I go in the car. And I know whenever I pull up, everyone's going to be looking at me, because that car is a status symbol. It shows that I'm successful enough to afford that type of vehicle. And that's the human side of me that enjoys that, right? That having the luxury, the comfort, and all that stuff, right? Truth be told, none of it matters. But we're here to experience our desires. And if I want a Rolls Royce, no one on earth can tell me that I'm wrong for wanting a Rolls Royce, right? Go kick rocks if that bothers you, right? I know that I created that situation in my reality anyway. So I just be like, all right, go have fun, right? But it's more so giving yourself things, guys. Stop looking at your desires as something that you're trying to get. Realize you have it now. Creation is finished. Everything is existing now. It's already done. So give it to yourself. And I'm telling you, just like I'm experiencing love every single damn day now, and trust me, like, this is scary to me. Like, after over a year of being single, then this, like, boom, it just came in like it came in like a wrecking ball, like Miley Cyrus, that song. That's the best way to explain it. Just boom, it's just like everything got torn down. It's like, what the hell? Like, I didn't have time to like put up my walls. I didn't have time to do anything. Like, it was just boom, like right in my face. And we were laughing about that too. And it's so funny. So life is a trip, guys. Life is fun. It's a journey. You're meant to experience the heartbreak. You're meant to experience the getting back together. You're meant to experience love. You're meant to experience all these things, guys. And just understand, I know that the 3D seems scary. I know that sometimes things seem hopeless, but I'm telling you, this is not a scam. This is not a lie. That's why I tell people all the time, like, don't even take my word for it. Go study sources. Even Neville told people, don't take his word for it, right? That's what made me trust in Neville. Why would a scammer be telling me to not trust him, and he's not, at the same time, he's not asking me for money, right? Like, he's not telling me, oh, you have to pay for this or else you're never going to get results. So I found that so interesting. And thank God I found that interesting, because I proved a lot to myself within 3 days of discovering it, and then 3 days again after that, right? And that set everything for me. So I just want you guys to have similar experience. I want you to have the same awakening. I want you all to realize you are in control of your world. There's nothing that can stop you. It's you versus you. If you ever feel like you're not good enough, you ever feel like, there's a third party and they're prettier than you, whatever it may be, right? Or that you're never going to get the money, just understand, who is judging in that moment of time? Is it the society that's judging you, or is it you that's judging you, right? Because remember, no one cares. If you go read the lecture from Neville Goddard called Infinite States, he talks about wearing a new state, like a new suit. And he was wearing a new suit, and he was walking down Fifth Avenue, and he realized that no one gave a crap. He literally said no one cares. But he said that in his mind, he felt that everyone knew that he was wearing a nice fancy suit, and he felt proud, and he was walking in that, right? So he was walking in that state of being, that swagger, right? Think about it. Like, you get if I had even I'm thinking about getting like a $10,000 suit, and it's just, like, I can already feel like I'm already adjusting it. I stretch out my arms so I can see my watch. Like, I'm already feeling like I have that suit on, and that's how you would be. Like, for example, if you're manifesting money, you're going to be a businessman maybe, right? Or a businesswoman. You're going to be wearing something appropriate for business, right? How would you feel? These are the things that you do, guys. And I just want you to know that it's just all about becoming the thing that you want, okay? It's not hard. It's not a crazy process. And I just want you to know that, I'm on this journey with you guys, right? We're all evolving, right? There's no coach alive that knows everything. No, there's nobody teaching the law that knows everything, right? People are always learning. Even Neville was reading and studying until he died. That's what I plan on doing as well. So understand, be patient with yourself, give yourself love, understand that this is all in your power and no one is judging you. Nobody is judging you. It's you judging you. It's you thinking that you're broke. It's you thinking that you can't provide this and that your person won't love you unless you can give them this or blah, blah, blah. It's you judging you. I could literally be 800 pounds, the most unattractive man in the world, and if I want the prettiest woman in the world, I can have her as long as I apply the law. Why? Because if I don't judge myself and I view myself as hers, then she's going to start getting feelings and viewing myself as someone that she wants to be with. And why? Because there's a version of her that already did those things. Creation is finished. Therefore, I focus on the version of her that's finished, but more importantly, the version of myself that already has it. I become that. I step into that knowing. I stop looking at her from the eyes of I'm trying to get this goal, and I start looking at it from I already have it. How does it actually feel right now to be consciously aware that I actually have it? And that's what I return to over and over and over again. So that being said, guys, thank you very much for this. I will be making a video. It's Monday. I'll aim to get one done as well this week. So we're back on track, guys. And remember, I love you all very much. Thank you for all the support. And if you still made it to this end of the video, leave a comment below with what the next topics you would like for me to cover. I'm going to start asking you guys for topic videos too. And whenever I feel like I don't have anything I'm inspired to do, I'll pick from those and I'll make a bunch of videos for you guys. And maybe I'll cover a bunch of topics in one video. Maybe like a quick Q&A. So I might even tell you guys, to start posting your questions that you would want to ask in a Q&A, and I might even just make videos. So I really think I'm going to start doing that. I might make a post about that. So if you're still listening, feel free. You could do video title or the question, right? And I'll save the questions for the Q&A stuff when I do it later. So that being said, I love you all very, very much. Thank you, everyone, for all the love, all the appreciation, all the help. I appreciate all of you guys, all my viewers, all my clients, the ones that I work with, and just the ones that just watch me. I love you all very much, and thank you very much. And I wish you all the best. So take care, guys. I would say good luck, but you don't need it because you got not only me in your corner, you got yourself. And you're God. Remember that. You are literally God having a human experience. Nothing can deny you, okay? So with that being said, much love and take care, guys.